Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Charlie Veach Show. Welcome to my living room. We got some live news thing for the Lebanese border. So, for all of you joining us, welcome, welcome. It's an extremely rainy day here in the northwest of England, here on the end of the Gulf Stream from the Caribbean, with all the winds, the trade winds across the Atlantic. We do, unfortunately, in Britain have sometimes where it might rain non-stop for 3-4 days, and then what do? What's an outdoorsman YouTuber to do? He has to then talk about things from his living room. So welcome to the Charlie Veach Show. Welcome. We've got a few people in the house. Hello, Aberdoom Beckia. Hello, AMG Kit Kats. Mike Little. Can't believe you weren't in the first comment, Mike Little. You've let me down. You've let Laura down. You've let you've let Ralph down, but most importantly, Mike, you've let yourself down. Hello, everybody. Hello, Damage in Yorkshire. Hello, Mon the Hoops. Pompey Lado. Hello, brother. James Moran. Hey, bud. Out of this world, Chris. Hello. Davici. How do Davici? That's it. And remember my Bosnian name, DJ Audits. Hello, mate. How are you? It's nice to see the kind of verified big gray ticks of the YouTube fucking heavyweights, the big balls of YouTube. So in case you've just joined us, we've now got a few people. Hello, there's the first Israeli flag. Shalom, shalom. I'm Yisrael Chai. I'm Yisrael Chai. Good man. Right, okay, I know the quality could be a bit better. It's the Veachgeist. Hello, everybody. We've got a Fort Worth, Texas. Andy, we were just talking about Houston today. You can fly to Houston directly from Manchester. Don't know what airline. It might be like Yeehaw Airlines. You go on Yeehaw Airlines, as in like shoot the wetbacks across the Rio Grande Airlines. Only joking. I know you guys love every single immigrant. I know you guys got no problems with your federal government. Joe Biden says, let them in. Hey, let them in. And then the Texan government is like, nah, sorry. We're putting some barbed wire down. And then the federal government is like, we got to. Anyway, hello, everybody. Ishmael says, free Palestine. We say, thank you to, we say on behalf of Ishmael, thank you to the Israelis for liberating Gaza from the cancer that is Hamas. Thank you, Israel. Thank you, like the based Jews in the Middle East. What does based mean? You're based in reality. You're based in the ground like a tree. You've got roots. You are based in reality. So welcome, everybody. So as you saw the title, is this the long road to the liberation of Iran? My older viewers will remember in 1979 when the Iranians not only killed a lot of people in the Marxist, Leninist, Islamist uprising in Iran, they also took a few dozen Americans hostage at the American embassy in Tehran. Now, hell of a failure of intelligence for the Americans to not know that the bearded fanatic mullahs were on their way to kidnap some Americans. And anyway, welcome. We've got 500 people in the house. Hello, everybody. Nice to see a Scottish flag, some more Israeli flags. Ishmael is still posting the Palestinian flags, which was invented by Daniel Cohen, an Israeli poet in 1879. He invented the Palestinian flag. If you go to PalestineFlags.com, you can also get redirected to the Charlie Veach channel. I see Robert Tyrrell from the Tyrrell Corporation. He's in the house. He is actually my top hamster salesman. I've been practicing. So anyway, right. So is the last 2 months, or in fact, let's rewind, is the last 11 months since October the 7th, the death knell for the Islamic regime of Iran? 1979, it was a bit corrupt. The Shah was a bit of a I like to party. I am a bad Muslim. I am going to oppress the people of my country in Iran. I am going to be corrupt. I'm going to educate all my children in Europe and America, and I will ignore the rising Islamism in my country, until the Shah got effed in the rear end by the Islamists. And I want to say to Atharva Joshi, my friend, you are very welcome into the Charlie Veach Show. I hope you have an accent like this and you do not get offended if I say not allowed. But I am very well, Mr. Joshi, or Miss Joshi. I do not know the gender of the name Atharva. Atharva! Hello, welcome, welcome. Nice to see we're watching people. People are watching in the first donation has come in. Remember, if you want to send the Veach and the associated Veach empire of Laura, baby, if you want to send us some shekels, we are here talking about Israel. We love the shekels, the money from the Bible. You can do a lot with a shekel these days. So King of the Dead asks, do I ever feel bad for Crutchy? Well, yeah, I mean, the guy's a fucking waste of space, and he's ruined his own life, and he got CPR'd back to life. His heart stopped from an overdose in Piccadilly Gardens, and he got overdosed. He could have turned it all around, but he's decided to carry on being a skanky crackhead. So yeah, I do feel sorry for him. David Warren says Billy Moore runs this whole show. Billy Moore is a funny-faced ex-crackhead who cannot get enough of making crackhead content, but also getting angry at your humble live streamer here for calling them crackheads. So Billy Moore wants crackhead content, but he doesn't want to call them crackheads. What's he going to call them? Like demigods? Oh, you're slow suiciding on the street. Here, have some more money. Oh, here, let me put a camera in your face and listen to your bullshit story about how everyone's done you wrong. Whatever. Right. Crutchy's in the house, guys. You see Crutchy's left a comment. In fact, yeah, Crutchy, he's had his £55 royalties. And how did he thank me? He punched me in the gut. And then I had to hit him. So there you go. So people asking, how's it hanging? They are hanging very well. My left testicle hangs a bit lower than the right one, and I dress to the left. Like that's very important information. So we started the live stream asking about, is the Islamic regime in Iran soon going to be effed over by the Americans and the Israelis? I don't even think the Americans are going to get involved. So Boris Yates calls me scrounging Charlie. Oh no. Imagine needing money in a world made of money. No, he's a bad man. Right. Vinny Staten says he's also a lefty. Vinny, I'm going to ban him. Wait, right click. Right. Vinny's banned. We don't accept spiteful mutants in the house here. Yeah, no, he's being ironic. It's okay. We've banned him anyway, so he can't. Crutchy says again, Charlie still lives in 2003. I was 23 in 2003, and now I have a 23-year-old beautiful partner. So F you. Libertarian Minded says not allowed. So absolutely, it is totally not allowed. So this all began in the year 2020. When the Western liberal democracy of the world, led by the United States, and back then still led by the soon-to-be dear leader of America, the imperator, demigod, Donald Trump. Thank you, King of the Dead. Nothing yet. The imperator, demigod, emperor, God Emperor Donald Trump spoke to the Jews in Israel, and it's like, hey, Yitzhak, hey, Cohen, hey, Bibi, what's up with Iran? Are we going to let them be dirty little savage, goat attackers? Asa, Nigel Farage, Sir Nigel Farage is in the house. I can't believe you fooled me for reform. Nigel sends a £5 donation. Thank you. It's for Vinny. Enjoy the shekels. I appreciate it. If you want me to give your words lots of attention and read them out and engage with them, please send some shekels. You've got your little square thing with a $sign on it. It should have a shekel on it. So I'm saying, yeah, so we started, welcome to the show. Is it game over for the Islamic regime? Started in 2020 when the Iranians were getting a bit Bolshevik. And here's the thing. I'm going to discuss how everything that's happening now, I think, is the end of metaphysical Islamism in the world, and I'll explain why. But rewinding slightly, Donald Trump was getting calls from all the generals in Iraq, all the American bases, And thank you, Forever Marvel. Hey, and I saw the photo of us. We met outside M&S. Good on you, Forever Marvel. He's like, look, we've got a few dead American soldiers. Could you send the Iranians a message? Donald Trump is like, I'm going to send a great message. It's going to be the best message. No one's ever seen a message like this. Like, this goes out to everybody. The best message. No one messes with the United States of America. God bless America. We're going to make America great again. And he used on Soleimani a modified Hellfire missile that just before it hits the target, it spins and it fires out titanium blades. So what you can actually do, if you've got a general, Soleimani, an Iranian general who is ordering, like, hey, fire some more missiles at those American bases. We got to kill some Americans. Donald Trump blew up General Soleimani. And I cannot believe Onka Bonka Mujango is trying to write the N-word in the comment section. Onka Bonka Mujango, do I have to ban you? This is a free speech area, but I'm not going to have people sniggering about racism in my comment section. Joe, thank you very much. Sends through £10. It is the Veachgeist. The Zeitgeist means the kind of current world we live in. The Veachgeist is, I guess, my particular view of it. So I am obsessed with current events. I am obsessed with the collapse and what is going to replace Islamism. But Donald Trump sent a message to Iran, blew up General Soleimani in 2020, just before lockdowns. He locked that guy down. And he got so shredded that before they could do a DNA test on the old general, they had to pick up one of his fingers off the road, and it had the general's, like, big Iranian Revolutionary Guards finger with a thing on it. So apologies, Atharva Joshi, my Indian viewer. The video quality is low. I am broadcasting from the rainy climes in the butt-F end of nowhere in the northwest of England. So basically, October the 7th last year, to fast forward a few years, changed the game. Israel realized that you cannot hope that Islamists, thank you, John Conway, thank you, King of the Dead. Exactly, they're going to try and steal the election. Thank you, John, I appreciate that. What's like, let's say, for example, you live, let's bring this into a story. Let's say you live in a nice housing estate and everyone's middle class, everyone's got jobs, everyone's okay. And everyone gets along in peace. But then you have a dispute with one of your neighbors. He kills your cat. You slash his tires. He sets fire to your porch. You strangle his dog, and it goes on and on. But after enough of this, and then let's say, for example, you're like, look, I'm sick of fighting with John next door. We've had to strangle his dog. We've got kids in the house. We've got to stop. But he's got kids. I've got kids. Slashing tires, vandalism. Enough. Fuera. Basta. And so you're living in peace next to John, your neighbor, for about 7 years. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you're thinking, look, I'm not going to attack John. John's not going to attack me. We've had our tit for tat in the past. We've had our spats in the past. And then you come home, you're like, the door's open, and you find John in your living room, stabbing your children to death and raping your wife. So in that moment, you will, first of all, blame yourself. Why did I think that 7 years of peace meant anything? All this while, I was getting on with my life, and John was planning to murder my children and to rape my wife. And that's what's happened with Israel and Hamas. Thank you, Brett Lower from Arkansas. I love how Arkansas writes it, Arkansas. But you're like, I'm not from Kansas. We're going to pronounce it Arkansas. There's no W in there, Brett. I will be safe. Thank you. Homer Simpson says ban Islam. I don't think it's as simple as that, my donut munching yellow bald friend. It's very difficult to ban a religion that operates all around the world. I don't think it would work. I don't think it would work. So good to see the Israeli flag. So anyway, coming back to my story. So you've lived in peace with your neighbor, and then you find, hey, DJE Media's in the house. Good to see the verified gray ticks. And I found what Hamas did on October the 7th so reprehensible that had Israel dropped a couple of nuclear bombs onto Gaza, I would have been like, well, you fuck around, you find out. But obviously they didn't. Clearly, the state of Israel isn't as savage or crazy or unhinged as Charlie Veach. But after seeing Mrs. Bibas holding on to her two sons, Ariel and Kafir, as balaclavaed Hamas terrorists took them down into the tunnels, seeing that mum's fear, knowing the fate that she faced and her babies, had Israel asked the Americans to fly a couple of B-2 bombers over a couple of large yield nuclear devices, Rafah, Khan Yunis, Gaza City, maybe the West Bank, just for good measure, I'd be like, well, sorry. You fuck around, you find out. But they didn't. They didn't. So it's very important, and it's beautiful to see the amount of Israeli flags in the comment section that when America, the United States, liberated Fallujah. Do you guys remember the Battle of Fallujah when the U.S. Marines and Special Forces had to remove the baddies from Fallujah? The Americans massacred 49 civilians for every one militant terrorist. Now, that's like standard in war, 50 civilians for every dead soldier. Unfortunately, this is why war is hell. But in Gaza, Israel managed to bring it down from 50 to 1 to 2 to 1. And whilst Israel engaged in the most targeted, precise, scalpel-like annihilation of the tunnel-dwelling goat fascists, Hamas, they were surgically removing them from Gaza the way a skilled surgeon would remove a tumor from your abdomen. We then had Free Palestine. We had pro-Hamas, pro-Hezbollah, pro-Islamism marches. We still have them every Saturday all across the West in support of the Hamas boys. And not only that, they say two words that really grinds my gears. If I had a goat, it would get my goat. And they say two words, and they accuse the Israelis. Oh, someone's just posted a goat in the comment section. Mr. T, look at that. So what really grinds my goat is, look at this. Ralph is ground by it as well. Wait, let's put it on this side. There you go, my boy. So when Israel takes all their precautions to not kill civilians, and you've got the kind of savage Islamists in the West and all the little lefty cheerleaders calling it, thank you, Linda, thank you, Asa, calling it two things. One, a genocide. Genocide! Oh, they're killing no civilians to kill the militants. It's a genocide. And another thing Israel gets accused of is apartheid, which last time I checked, there's a higher percentage of Muslim Arabs in Israel than even in Bradford. So apartheid, that takes the absolute piss out of every black person who actually lived under apartheid in South Africa. And for your lefty, communist, spiteful little twats to then say that. Right. Thank you, everyone, for saying beautiful things about Ralph. There you go. All right. Ishmael Bleu is now posting the war flag of Islamism. Or is that the Tunisian flag? I don't know. They're all very angry. But now that we've got 1,200 people in the house, I'm going to take it up a notch. What we've been witnessing since the assassination of General Soleimani and the slow annihilation of Hamas, and it took about 1 week to destroy Hezbollah. Iran this morning, the Iranian council, the military council, released a statement, and it's pure cope, They said, we will not send Iranian soldiers to Lebanon to confront Israeli soldiers. And you know the reason why the Iranians said they wouldn't do it? They're saying Hezbollah does not need assistance. They are brave Islamic warriors who can handle the Jews on their own. Where's your walkie-talkies at, bro? Where's your... Oh, I got a pager message from Abdullah. Can you imagine? Not even checking. Like, you're like, oh, it's some thank you, everybody, Clary and Wacky for your shekels. Shalom to you all. Thank you. $5 for the baby pot. Hear that, Ralph? You can get branded nappies now. We're not going to get you Aldi nappies anymore. We've got... Yeah, Aldi nappies are actually quite good, but so yeah, it's taken 1 week for Israel to actually annihilate and dismantle the senior leadership of Hezbollah, and it blows my mind how Iran is saying, and it's cope. They're saying, oh, we don't need to send Iranian soldiers, the elite Revolutionary Guard of Iran. These are, to paraphrase from Bill Hicks, these are 7-foot-tall desert warriors. They shit bullets every time they pray to their God. 7 Jews die. That's how powerful the Iranian Revolutionary Guards are. Turns out it's all just paper. It's all just paper. It's all papier-mâché. It's all just incredible, just bravado. Like, incredible bravado. Like, hey, we love death. We love death as much as you love life. We love death. We're going to martyr ourselves. But then the liberal democracies of the world go, pull up G12. And it doesn't work out so well. So what do? Then they're like, oh, let us into Europe. We don't want to be angry warriors anymore. It's very stressful. I know like jihad and like standing up to the Jews is very important, but it's dangerous and we're dying. So can we come and live in London instead? Can we move to Germany and France? And like, we're not going to talk about the machete attacker in France. Thank you, Santi Prieto sends €2. He says to buy some dippers. I think you mean diapers. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Atharva Joshi. Atharva Joshi says, Charles, one day I want to meet you. You speak truth without fear. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I've just been sent some PLNs, 25 of them. Thank you. In no other war has the enemy been given 2 weeks' notice before the bombs fell. My man from Gdansk says the truth. The reason why in Gaza many of Al Jazeera's shots, you're like, oh, that's incredibly lucky that Al Jazeera had a camera set up on that rooftop pointing at that building in 4K plus, beautiful imagery, and then the building... The reason why is that Israel tells them, phones them, texts them, does a knock on the roof, a little bomb on the roof so that they know. So, oh, here's a good one. I'm going to take the bait. Jan and his feet. Why do you defend the Jewish lie? He asks. It's very loaded. First of all, he's assuming that the Jews are lying. And then he's asking, why do I support it? Very simple. Very simple. I've never almost been blown up by a Jew. I've never had a Jew pull a knife on me. I've never turned on the news and seen 1,000 people suddenly massacred for no reason by the Jews. Never been held back in life by a Jew. Never had nothing except friendliness from the Jews. I've never insulted Judaism or insulted circumcision, which I do all the time, and had a Jew threaten to kill me. A few weeks ago, I criticized the pro-Palestine movement in the West, and what did I get? A lot of people of a certain religious persuasion threatening to kill me. And I'm like, dude, don't chop off my head. You'll prove me right. This whole like, oh, we must behead those who insult Islamism. It's like, that's cope. Real men don't behead. Real men take the suffering like an adult, and you sacrifice, you provide for your children, and you stop fighting. I'm going to call what Israel are doing to Hezbollah right now, I'm going to call it the Nagasaki Doctrine. because I see a lot of similarities between modern Islamism and imperialist Japan in the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s. Japan was like, Shinto ideology and the Japanese race are the one true humans. Everyone else is an Untermensch, a subhuman, a rat. We will invade all of Asia. We will take China. We will take Korea because we are Japanese. Of course we're right. Of course we're the best. In fact, we're so powerful and we're so the best. Let's switch off that TV. We're so powerful and we're so the best that, see those stupid mongrel Americans? See those Americans? They've got blacks, they've got Asians, they've got Jews, they've got Hispanics, they've got Europeans, and mongrels. We are Imperial Japan, even though that guy wears a t-shirt of La Pieta by Michelangelo, or was it Da Vinci? I forget. Japan tried to take over the world, and they attacked Pearl Harbor. That was the October 7th parallel. Hamas was like, oh, we're going to invade Israel, kill 1,000 men, women, and children. Japan was like, we're going to bomb Pearl Harbor and take out the Pacific Fleet, and then those mongrel Americans won't be able to stop us. We are the Shinto Japanese. We are the racial superiors on planet Earth. Talking about Imperial Japan, if you've just joined the channel. I don't think I'm... Anyway, so we're talking about the Nagasaki Doctrine. So America got... Whoa! Japan blew America's balls back. Whoa, 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 whoa. America was like, what the fuck is that? 1941. So they're like, hey, Oppenheimer. Hey, Robert. And Oppenheimer's like, yeah. The Americans like, gather your cleverest Jews. Get your cleverest Jews together. I got some good fucking science for you clever Jews to get your brains into. Oppenheimer's like, what do you want me to do? He's like, look, go speak to Einstein, top Jew. Go speak to top brain Jew, Einstein. Talk to him about relativity, and I want a bomb. He's like, what do you need a bomb for? He's like, well, the Japs got a bit bullshit. They got a bit above their station. They called us mongrels. They killed thousands of soldiers in Pearl Harbor, and they're now massacring innocent men, women, and children in Manchuria, in Japan, in China. They're torturing Chinese prisoners for no reason. Oppenheimer, say no more. He's like, hey, Albert. Hey, shalom, Robert. What's up? We're gonna nuke the Japs. Oh yeah, have they ever done anything to the Jews? Well, yeah, they you know. They've hurt Pearl Harbor, and there's a few Jewish soldiers. Okay, say no more. I'm on it. So, the October 7th attack. So, so coming back. So, America dropped a bomb on Hiroshima. Is it pronounced Hiroshima or Hiroshima? I'd say Hiroshima because it's Japanese. Hiroshima. And the Japs and the emperor was like, well, we are still warrior Japanese. One nuke. They can't repeat that. That's a one-off fluke. That's a one-hit wonder. I bet they don't have any more nukes. America's like, pull up the fat boy or the little man. Pull up. Which one did they use first? Pull up little boy. We're going to take a trip on the Enola Gay. We're going to go to Nagasaki this time. Yeehaw! Come on, boys. So Oppenheimer and all his top Jews, clever Jews, they're like, yeah, right. Okay. So tall boy. Thank you, crazy legs. Tall boy. Yeehaw! So the Americans nuked Nagasaki, and in one instant, in one blinding flash, the Japanese realized that their imperial savagery, they're like super arrogant. We are the very best people. Stupid people. We are Japanese. We are better than everybody. In one moment, one flash, one nuclear blast, Nagasaki, they realized, oh shit, the Americans have got quite a few of these nukes up their fucking sleeve. Well, Hezbollah, thank you for the donations coming in. I appreciate that, and Angela. And also Gus McBooze. Appreciate that. Right. So Martin says, I am a clown and I am deluded. I have no clue about history. But I'm literally telling you how it actually went down. Okay, yeah, Matthew says it wasn't a nuclear bomb. It was an atomic bomb. I know it's different, a little bit different. Loving, Israeli flags are winning in the comment section. Good to see it. So Iran sent a message to Hamas. Hey, Hamas, hey, Ismail Haniya, I need you to, they're going to do a Saudi Arabia, Israel peace treaty, not good for Islamism. Saudi, home of Islam, cannot have a peace with the Jews. We need you, Ismail Haniya, get your top Hamas goat fucker. Get the top boys that the fuck the goat. And you are going to kill 1,000 Jews, yeah? Yeah, no problem. So just off camera, very based scene of Laura looking after a beautiful baby. So Hamas, they were like, yeah, sure. Hassan Nasrallah has left the chat. I'll come on to Hezbollah soon. So Hamas, they killed 1,200 men, women, and children. I wish I hadn't seen the videos from the October 7th atrocities. But as a father with a 3-month baby, when I saw the little babies burnt to a crisp in their cribs, the Hamas guys set fire to the babies in the cribs, I was like, just nuke Gaza. Fuck them, man. Just nuke them. You fuck around, you find out. You fuck around, you find out. Just fucking, you know, the Japanese did a lot less and they got nuked twice. If anything, Israel has shown incredible restraint. Incredible restraint, you know. And let's not forget, I'm actually wearing a dead Jew on my shirt. Look at that. Okay, he became a Christian, but he was Rabbi Yeshua. There he is. And big respect to my Jewish viewers and my Christian viewers. And also big respect to my Muslim viewers, because you're not all bad. Some of you are quite nice people. Some of you are very nice people. So a decision was made in Israel after October the 7th to employ what I call the Nagasaki Doctrine. Imperial Japan got cucked very hard. Japan went from the most aggressive nation on earth. They used to execute American and British and Australian and Canadian prisoners of war for no reason, just for fun, for sport. And they used to do a thing with the samurai sword. They used to basically come down here and they'd cut your head diagonally, so you'd lose a head and an arm. It's hard to do because I'm watching a mirror image of myself. I'm a bit retarded here. They'd cut you diagonally to take your head and your arm off, a whole shoulder. And Ishmael Blue, he's asking, what about Palestine babies? Well, this is the problem. When you get someone who is low IQ, low intelligence, unable to see the bigger picture, every single death in Gaza is on Hamas. Clearly, Israel would not have felt the need to try and remove the tumor of Hamas had they not gone and done massive massacres of Jews, the biggest massacres since the Holocaust. So, I'm sorry, my low IQ Ishmael friend, you don't have the intelligence to escape the emotional prison you are in. You are in a cage of stupidity, and your low IQ is the bars. And you cannot see how if you fuck around, you find out. You find out. Now, Ishmael Blue, he asks again, what about the Palestine babies? Another great thing that Islamists and anti-Semites, Jew haters, love to do is to pretend that Jewish people or their allies in the West, the Christians, the Americans, don't care about dead babies. Nothing could be further from the truth. If you've ever spent any time with Jewish people, you know how obsessed they are with babies and family and protecting the babies. And there's a great line, which is a terrible line, how the Jews said, we will only have peace in the Middle East when the militants love their babies more than they hate the Jews. Because at the moment, the militants hate Jews more than they love their own babies. I'll tell you one thing, yeah? I've got a baby in the house here. I'm not going to go and start a war with someone that could bomb me. I'm not going to go massacre 1,000 of my neighbors when they could come and retaliate against me, because I'm not a psychotic, Islamist, ideologically driven, tunnel-dwelling, goat-fancying questionable morality kind of person. I'm not. Golda Meir saying, this is one of the top women we've had on this planet. I say Golda Meir, way more impressive than Queen Elizabeth II. Golda Meir got revenge and vengeance and justice for the victims of Munich when the Palestinians, anyway. So coming back to the modern era, Israel is employing the Nagasaki doctrine against Iran to the point now that Hamas is finished. Israel managed to get more than half of the hostages out alive in good health. That is, I'll drink to that. You got more than half the hostages out alive. My more like researched viewers right now will understand how impressive that is. Out of an organization like Hamas to actually rescue more than half the Jewish. Bless you, IDF. Bless you, Mossad. Bless you, all the Israeli forces. Now, Hamas got cucked. Hezbollah has been decapitated. All their top people, thousands of their top people, are in hospital with pager explosions. Their intestines, their pelvis. It takes a long time to recover from a shattered pelvis. It takes a long time to recover from losing your hand. And nobody wants to see people with their faces blown off or arms blown off. But we have to understand, these are Iranian-funded terrorists. They are terrorists, and their only aim in Hezbollah is to kill Jews, to drive the Jews into the sea, to massacre the Jews, to do another Adolf Hitler, to do another Nazi campaign. Not 6 million Jews this time. I think there's 12 million, 13 million Jews. It'll be twice the Holocaust they're trying to do. And the Israelis, thank God, have got quite a bit of power now. They've got a bit of a military. They get everyone in the country really into defending Israel through military conscription. I think last time I checked, it was 3 years you have to do in the Israeli military. So I'm going to pick up on some comments in the comment section. Just remember, you can send through a super chat, and then I will give your comment lots of chat. You get to send me some shekels. Not only does it help support me, the baby, it also annoys the Islamists and all the pro-Hamas idiots that watch this channel and, to get raged up. So, yeah, Sharkbite says bad picture. Yeah, in fact, you're all quite based. I'm seeing a lot of, here we go. Here we go. Love177 has mentioned the Kalergi plan. Anti-Semites are obsessed with the Kalergi plan, and I will tell you why. 100 years ago, there was a half Japanese, half Jewish man. He was half Japanese, half Jewish, which made him even more of a half caste than myself. He's mixed race. I'm half Brazilian of Portuguese descent and half Scottish. But Kalergi was a kind of academic Jew who was a bit unhinged. And because he was obsessed with being a mixed race Jew, he became obsessed with mixed race. And he wrote a few books. Yeah, Jewanese, that is fucking hilarious. Jewanese, 2 commenters. Jewanese. Anyway, Kalergi wrote some shit about wanting to mix black people and white people and bring peace and harmony to the world. And anti-Semites, right? Oh, Didlindax has written kike by way of spamming. Anyway, part of the reason I do this is to watch my enemies squeal and wah before me like the babies that they are. And I think that's very important. So, did you guys see the footage of the bombing of the compound in Beirut whilst Bibi Netanyahu was giving a speech at the UN in New York? They were like, oh, surely the Israelis are not going to bomb the top leadership of Hezbollah. Thank you, Laurie Sieto. Whilst he's giving a speech in New York. Surely, no one would do such a thing. So Hassan Nasrallah, doesn't Hassan Nasrallah look like a big, fat, like almost like Islamist Santa Claus? Like he's like a cuddly man. And like it's weird when Hassan Nasrallah starts beating the desk and Yahud, we hate the Yahud. It's just funny. So anyway, Why, can my viewers answer in the comments section, why was there so much dark red smoke coming? You know, the Israelis dropped 2,000-pound bombs, bunker busting bombs. They went through the apartment blocks down into the Hezbollah complex. They went all the way, penetrated all the way through. And why was the smoke red? Cordite, thank you, skip ads. Cordite, nitric acid, clay, chimney cleaning. Oh, someone's calling Ishmael a liar. Oh, Ishmael says, he said, thank you, full English. He sent me 200 Thai baht. Savadi kap, kapun kap. Thank you, full English. I appreciate that. Not bad. And as someone who's been to Thailand three times, I know the value of the baht. At least I did 20 years ago. Spray starch, thank you very much. So a few people are saying it was cordite, which I believe is a type of explosive. It was red clay. It was like other Waves Lidden. Thank you. You're very welcome. He says, thank you for your steadfast support of Jewish people and Israel. Charles, love your content. Stay safe. I think it's pretty obvious to anyone who isn't deranged and fanatical that, you know, standing up for Israel when all they're trying to do is have a successful, peaceful state in the Middle East, but they keep getting attacked. They keep getting attacked. So there you go. I'm just reading some of the comments here. Diddlin Dax, who called me a kike. You called me a kike, and that you're saying it's not hate. So confused. So confused. Lost in the Dance Floor says, tell Laura I love her. And he asked me to sing. He says, she says she loves you back. She loves you back. Yeah. Oh, she loves you long time. $5. Loves you long time. Diddlin Dax says he's not sorry for calling me a kike. Thank you, Asa. Support the Palestinian right of return back to Jordan. Now, that's a very interesting thing to write, because there is an argument out there that Palestinian people are just angry Jordanians. Now, I call them angry Jordanians. I've been to Jordan. I've been to Amman a couple of times. I've flown on Royal Jordanian Airlines. And there's a joke, like, what did the homosexual plane hijacker say when he kidnapped the plane? He goes, take me to Amman. It's not fun, Charlie. It's not funny. It's not funny. We're shutting it down. That sounded almost like a kind of boring joke. Boring joke. Box Office Forney says, nonce, in capital letters. I'd like to see you say that to my face when there's police around, my friend. Anyway, it's a joke. There was a guy on he got arrested for saying stupid shit like that. But right, can you visit the Principality of Sealand to make a video, Angela? It would be difficult, but I think it would be quite interesting to go there. What have we got? Right. Red smoke means they selected a new Hezbollah pope. Robert McNair, you win the comment of the live stream. Hezbollah as Hassan Nasrallah. So let me get this right. Hassan Nasrallah is the big chubby puppy dog ex-Hezbollah leader. Ismail Haniyeh is the chubby puppy dog Hamas leader who got blown up in Tehran. And what's the name of the little big-eared rat-faced one that's now the leader of... Can someone in the comment section... What? Sinwar! Sinwar, the little rat man tunnel boy! Go on, Sinwar! Flushed away. He's like an Arab Rishi Sunak. Yeah, so anyway, if you've just joined, we've got 1,500 people in the chat. If you're worried that, whoa, this guy's enjoying a bit too much free speech, he's speaking without worry about getting banned, and he's talking and he's making fun of nationalities, he's making fun of terrorist groups, he's making fun of people, he's standing up for the Jews. We're going to take it back to 1988, guys. We're going to talk and communicate like it's 1988, and we won't mind that our dear leader, Sir Keir Stalin, Sir Keir Jong-un, in fact, I believe there is a live stream by Edward Dutton later today that asks, is Sir Keir Starmer a homosexual gay? Don't know why he added gay at the end. Is he a homosexual gay? Is he? Right. Okay, Free Gear Kier is another. Bob has been spamming the words, Charlie, apologize to Crutchy. No, actually, I think Crutchy owes me an apology, and I want my £55 back. Give me my shekels back, you deranged effing crackhead. I tried to make the peace with you and pay you, but you kept asking for more. The reason why he then punched me in the guts and I had to hit him back is that he came out, hey, Charlie, you got more money for me. Where's my money? Where's my money? I said, sorry, I've not got any more royalties for you, Crutchy. And he's like, fuck you, F you. Hudzilla says, come to Bradford. I would, but I'd feel safer going to Bradford with some Mossad operatives, just in case, just in case. Robert Terrell is in the house. I like your, he's got a nuclear bomb as a thumbnail. That's good. And thank you for the donation, my dear friend. I appreciate that. Ubermensch, which means Superman, says 1.21 gigawatts. Don't know what that means, but there you go. Anyway, so we're discussing the Nagasaki doctrine. So since October 7th, what we've witnessed is an Israel with the gloves taken off. Whoop, oh, no gloves, bare hands. And then so imagine Hezbollah, Hamas, is Iran, like a big face like this. A big face, just like right there. And it's like, we're going to kill all the Jews, jihad. We're going to do a holy war against the Jews, jihad. And then Israel takes the glove off. And then you see Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran goes, no! Rattling cheek. So, right. Ishmael is still spamming. He has 5 Jewish friends become Muslims. I think Ishmael found 5 mentally ill, self-hating Jews and forced them to convert to... Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. Block them. No, I try not to block too many people on this channel. The things I say, I'm not too blocky. I don't get too offended with the hate people send me. I think it's quite entertaining. And also, when you get block heavy, I'll tell you something. If DJE Media is still in the house, I was watching one of his videos live, and he's got some good equipment. I'm here in 240 potato. I'm filming in 240 potato here. He live streams in 4K. Anyway, someone wrote in his comment section, "This channel's boring. This is rubbish. You're just a fucking this and that." And I was responding to that hater, and one of his mods deleted the comment halfway through I was really responding to. And I was like, come on, guys. I got deflated. So Iran is refusing to send soldiers to Lebanon. As we speak, let me show you guys what's going on. As we speak, Israeli special forces cross into Lebanon. Can you see that, viewers? Don't worry. There's no dodgy photos on the thumbnails there. I checked, my darling. Not that Laura and I would ever have any dodgy photographs on our phone. Chill. It's fine. They can't see it. So as we speak, I want to say Godspeed to the Israeli Special Forces. Second best special forces in the world after the British. It was actually released yesterday. It got leaked by an Israeli intelligence official that Britain has actually got special forces in Gaza as well. And I just want to say I salute the SAS, the SBS, for helping out our Jewish brothers, because rescuing hostages, whether they're Jewish, whether they're children, whether they're adults or not, rescuing a hostage, if you rescue one hostage, it's as if you've saved all of mankind. And oh my God, seeing that old Bedouin Arab guy, they even took a effing Muslim Bedouin 50-year-old security guard. That's how crazy Hamas was. And watching that 50-year-old crying, reunited in an Israeli hospital with his Bedouin Arab family, And they'd accepted that old Abdul was dead. And nothing can be more beautiful than seeing a hostage that is destined for torture, rape, and death. Hey, Van Martin. Nice to meet you yesterday, Van Martin. Thank you for the £5. Nothing is more beautiful than saving a hostage destined for death, rape, and torture and reuniting them with their family. I get emotional because children are involved. And for all the Islamists watching this and talking about Israel's genocide or apartheid, I have never in my 44 years on this planet seen the Israelis just start killing babies for no reason. It's always because the most deranged, fanatical Islamist terrorists hide behind human shields. Can you imagine if the Israeli Defense Forces put their weapons caches under a synagogue? Can you imagine if the British decided to put a special forces headquarters under a primary school? It would never happen. But when you are so fired up with Islamism and a desire to kill your oldest enemy, it's even unfortunately in the Quran. There's a bit of a bee in the bonnet with the Jews in the Quran. I'm not an expert. I'm not going to get into it. But there is a passage in the Quran saying that if you find a Jew behind a tree or behind a rock, you know what to do, boys. I don't even want to say it because I could be wrong. Maybe I'm misquoting, misinterpreting, but there is a big issue with Islamism and the Jews. And so you would never see a Canadian government place military tunnels under a hospital. But all of a sudden, when you're so fired up with killing Jews, you will do anything. I hate, like, how can people not see this? Hamas wants dead Palestinians. It helps their cause. It's like, the Jews are so... Every dead Palestinian baby is a victory for Hamas. They love it. Israelis, being a rational, modern, civilization-building people, hate dead babies. Hezbollah loves a dead baby. Hamas loves a dead baby. Iran has orgasms every time those fucking dirty Islamists force Israel to accidentally kill a child because they put their military installations underneath a school or a hospital. Station asks, Charlie, give us a wave. There you go. But I think as I'm approaching the last 8 minutes of my, if you want to get your super chats in now, send me the shekels. We call them shekels. We're talking about Israel, but I traditionally call them shekels on my channel because in this book, they're called shekels. I just thought I'd clarify that in case someone thought I was like fixated on shekels. No, I listened, and I recommend you do this. There's a dramatized audiobook of the New Testament on YouTube for free. And they mention shekels quite a lot. So thank you. So in the last 8 minutes, I want to talk about going forward now. America has moved 2 naval strike groups. I think that's 4 aircraft carriers. America has 11 aircraft carriers. America has more aircraft carriers than the rest of the world combined. And just under half of them are near Cyprus and Israel in the Mediterranean. Probably the other ones are in the Persian Gulf. Now, why is America sending so much force to the Middle East? Because unfortunately for the Islamic Republic, for the Islamic regime in Iran, it's their domestic audience that have been fired up since 1979. That's 45 years of Jew hatred, scapegoating the Jews, blaming the Jews, backwards economies, almost having internal revolutions. Remember what was it? The Velvet Revolution, the Green Revolution, the Arab Spring almost came to Iran, but the mullahs and their secret police managed it down. So for 45 years, the Iranian people have blamed the Jews for every problem in the world, every problem in Iran. And now that Hezbollah, their top pit bull, the top pit bull of Iran, has been neutered. Not only has it been neutered, it's taken a shotgun blast to the face whilst it was trying to bite a soldier. The pit bull has had its skull exploded by a 12-gauge buckshot round. Hezbollah's pit bull has an exploded face on the floor. Hamas, which is Iran's psychopath, the psycho hitman of Iran, has also been castrated, and he's lying on the floor, paralyzed, still blaming the Jews. Oh, it's the Jews, it's the Yahud. In case you're wondering what Yahud means, it's Arabic for Jew. Unfortunately, in Manchester, I've seen videos from Birmingham, Bradford. British police don't understand Arabic. Generally, there are, of course, British police who do speak Arabic, but most of them don't. And so you've got at rallies, you've got Arab guys, Syrians, Lebanese, Iranians, and they're like, Yahud, Yahud. And I'm like, in my comment section, guys, what does this mean? And it's like the most violent, nasty, rapey, murderous insults against the Jews. Now, the Jews have been scapegoated by a lot of people for a very long time, hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years. The Jews scapegoated. And then in the early 40s, the British were like, we've had a Jewish prime minister, and he was quite good. Benjamin Disraeli, he was quite a good man, a good chap. You see our Jewish brothers in the Middle East, you know, in that bloody hovel of backward bloody Islamists. What if we, amongst all these angry Islamists, what if we actually gave the Jews their homeland back? They're an industrious, clever, family-oriented, future-thinking, civilization-building people. And they're like, hey, Lord Balfour. Did they have, of course they did. They're like, hey, Lord Balfour, give the Jews their homeland back. He's like, say no more. Here you go. What? Oh, yeah, thank you, Laura, I will. And he's like, what are we gonna call the declaration? Lord Balfour's like, name it after me. Thanks, boys. So the British started this. The British and the Jews, very close. Do you know why? Very good at civilization. Very good at having babies and raising kids. And, you know, here we've got God Save the King, and we're Christians and stuff. We're Christians, you know, but let's not forget, Christianity is an offshoot. There was a civil war within Judaism 2,000 years ago, a little civil war in Judaism. And one side stayed Jewish and the other side became Christians. And then there was a lot of animosity for a long time. But the greatest thing about the modern era is realizing just how Judeo and Christian is pretty much the same thing. Pretty much the same thing. Like, I know I've got Jewish friends, and I've heard the Jesus jokes. They're good jokes. They are quite good. And as a Christian, I forgive them. But I've also heard some of the best Hitler jokes from the Jews. So make of that what you want. There you go. No, Derek says, no race or civilization is perfect, but it's easy to see which is more evil. And absolutely, you choose the lesser of two evils. And I would even go even further. There's no evil in Israelis wanting to have they've been there for longer than anyone else. And here's the thing, how can the lefty little like chubby they-thems, you know, the chubby they-thems who are like gender confused, they call Jews white colonial, how do you pronounce it? Colonialists, not colonists. That would be something else. So you're not a colonist, you're a colonist. Colonialist? So you're fat, you're chubby they thems. You know what I mean by the chubby they thems. You know what I mean. You're like, is that a boy or is that a girl? It doesn't matter. It's a they. It's a they them. Relax. They call Jews white colonialists. But how can you colonize your own effing house? If I've been in this patch of land for 4,000 years and I'm still there and I invite my own family back, how is that colonizing? I don't understand. Fair enough. Like if you're a kind of white Englishman and you go to India and you shoot half of them and you install the Maharajas and you're like, this is British colony, you are a white colonialist. You are. But when you've been in Israel for 4,000 years and you go there and you were forced to move to Europe and then you manage to get back, you're not a colonizer. I am sorry. You're something else. You're returning to your homeland, but you're not a colonialist. So here's my predictions, guys. We've made it to 1 hour. I'm going to end this any second now. Any second. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Laura. Before I do, have you guys watched that show on Netflix, Monsters, about the Menendez boys, Eric and Lyle? And the dad, Jose Menendez, is played by Javier Bardem. Have you guys seen that show? Oh my me, that is an amazing, amazing show. Like, you need to watch that. Right. Crusades is quoting me, Quran 8, chapter 39, and fight with them until there is no more fitna. That's one of Laura's favorite words. Hey, Laura, you got some fitna? Fitna? You wanna come and respect the ummah? You got some bismillah? Okay, sorry. So what we're witnessing, guys, is but anyway, I can't stress enough. Like Laura and I have really enjoyed Monsters about the Eric and Lyle Menendez brothers, the murder from 1989. Oh yeah. Who here thinks that the Menendez brothers were actually diddled by daddy and are innocent?
Not innocent. I mean, they did still kill.
No, but you're innocent of first-degree murder if you're getting diddled. Yeah. So who here believes that the Menendez boys are innocent of first-degree murder, and who here actually believes the prosecution that won the last trial that they were actually just psychopathic little liars and they wanted their parents' money? There you go. So anyway, coming back, because I've lost 100 subscribers on that Menendez tangent. So coming back to Israel, Islamism, the future of Islamism, I think the Nagasaki Doctrine has now ended Islamism as a serious threat, as a serious savage threat to the West, because Israel has showed how quickly and how effectively and how ruthlessly and how efficiently they can dismantle the most savage terror groups on earth. Hezbollah, everyone was saying for the last year, like, whoa, Israel's going to have it easy against Hamas, but wait until they face the elite 7-foot-tall desert warriors of Hezbollah. Turns out they had nothing. Turns out they got their bollocks blown off by pagers. Turns out the head of intelligence of Hezbollah was so fucking stupid, he didn't even check to see the IP address. The IP address of HungarianPagers.com was the same IP address as like Shin Bet police in Tel Aviv. So now we don't see any more major Islamist terror attacks in the West. I worried that Iran would be doing a lot of terrorism against Jewish interests around the world, but Iran has been neutralized. Iran has been neutered. Iran has been sissy boyed. Israel has made Iran its sissy boy, and it can do what it wants with Iran. Iran won't even send soldiers to Lebanon to fight Israeli things. When Nasrallah got bombed, and you know how much he deserved it. I think he did deserve it, but we could have a whole hour about how much Hassan Nasrallah was loved by the lefty Muslims, hated by the right-wing civilization builders. Robin Hood. Anyway, it's ogre for Islamism. It's ogre for Islamic terrorism. And oh yeah, when Nasrallah got all the top leadership in Iran, they were like, oh shit, maybe it's on. Maybe this is the end of the Islamic regime of Iran. And they all went into hiding into their bunkers. And here's the most beautiful thing. Iran has built plutonium and uranium, what's the word? Processing, I forget. I'm not a nuclear scientist. Enriching uranium, plutonium, enriching facilities, especially at Netanya plant, and they're underneath massive mountains. You see, in Iran, they've got the Alps, they've got the Pyrenees, they've got the Himalayas. Of course, it's called the Iranian mountain ranges. I don't know. So, yeah, centrifuges. Enrichment, thank you, guys. Um, Iran has built all their nuclear facilities deep under, not just giant mountains, very big mountain ranges, but deep underground as well. And here's the thing. When Israel and America, and it's not a matter of if, but when America and Israel says, sorry, after October 7th, we're not that comfortable with Islamists having nukes. We're kind of not. We're a small country. You know, you talk about from the river Jordan to the sea, from the river to the sea, Israel must remain effing free. From the river to the sea, there will be no nuclear bombs in Galilee. You see? Bitch. No, anyway. So when the Americans and the Israelis do take out the Netanya nuclear enrichment plant and all the other ones deep under the mountains, I don't think we've got bunker busting weapons big enough to take out a mountain. But one thing I do know, that if you fire a tactical nuclear device deep into a mountain, the shockwave of that tactical nuclear device will flatten the nuclear facility under it. And then when the Iranian government complains and says, oh, they've used nukes on us, it's not fair. Look at our Geiger counters clicking. The Geiger counters, look what the Jews and the Americans have done to us. America's going to say, sorry, you fucked around, you found out that's not nuclear waste from our missiles, that's actually your own stupid plutonium enrichment. And it will be plausible deniability. So on this note, no, I never attended military school Sandhurst. I was in officer training in the Territorial Army, but I quit just before Sandhurst. I didn't want to do it. But there you go. Thought I'd answer that question. So on this note, Iran's fucked around for 45 years and it's found out. It's going to carry on finding out. And also remember, it's okay. For someone's just mentioned, imagine like telling your fighters that you're going to get carnal pleasures. Thank you. I agree. A terrorist state like Iran having nukes is worrisome. You cannot have people brought up with an ideology promising them carnal, 72 virgins, imagine the skin, how tight. How can a religion do that? You know, Christianity and Judaism also, they're like,
They don't want about virgins because they're insecure men with no experience with women.
That's another thing. A virgin obsession shows that you're very insecure. You're very insecure about women. Very insecure. Virgin obsession. So Christianity says the path is difficult. The entry is small. Jews always go on about, like, don't convert to Judaism. It's hard work. It's fucking difficult. There's no joy in it. It's hard, meditative, academic work. But then the Islamists, they're like, virgins. Think what you could do with 72 of them. Think of that. Like young girls. They're so young. They're so virgin. I'm sorry, but there's not much cognitive, high-level thought behind that. If you have to get your young idiots to blow themselves up to try and kill the Yahuds, Jewish and Arabic, and you promise them, sorry, I won't do it again. And I just want to say at the end of this, I do have Muslim friends. I've lived in the Middle East. I've lived in Qatar and Saudi Arabia. I've had great times with many Muslim friends. They were decent to me. They were good family people. They were not extremists. They were decent. So please note that for the last hour, we've been talking about Islamism and also Iranian-funded Islamism by way of terrorism. I just want it's important to say that because people will take like clips from this video like, oh, he's so racist. I'm going to report him. He's so racist. It's all right. Anyway, on that note, guys, I want to thank you all for being. And Asa, thank you for your next count donation. I'll read it out. When you send a £10 donation, you get your words read out. And I quote Asa, the cult followers of Muhammad have killed 270 million people in 1400 years since the founding of Islam. That's 528 people per day and 22 people in an hour, approximately 9 times more than Stalin and Hitler combined. And Asa, you've already got 7 thumbs up on your comment. So a lot of people are agreeing with you, and I just feel it's important to read out your comment and to thank you for your incredible support of this channel. Well, on that note, unless any of you, what I'll do is I'll spend the next minute just reading your comments in case any of you are saying something particularly racist. I said in a radio interview with Freeman Jack that I attended Sandhurst. I don't think so. I think I said I went to the 2-week training camp in the army. If I did say I attended Sandhurst, I was wrong. I promise you I'm not lying. I was just confused. I went on the 2-week boot camp before Sandhurst. I think I got that right. But don't worry, you're not catching me out in some massive lie. And anyway, why have you got the LG TV 4K flag? Are you some sort of propagandist to the children? Sorry, I'm not turning it around, but no, I never said I attended Sandhurst. I don't need to lie. My life is interesting enough without needing to lie. Charlie, do you still wear your stab-proof vest? I would never admit to it because people would then stab me in the neck. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. That's a big paranoia I have. You admit, obviously I'm not wearing one now, but you admit to wearing a stab-proof vest. And then remember in Germany a few months ago, that asshole, again, another jihadist Islamist, he went to that rally. There was that free speech German. The policeman came to separate them, and he saw the policeman was wearing a bulletproof vest. And what did he do? He stabbed the policeman in the head, in the back of the neck, into his brain. And so never admit your level of protection, especially not in public. Fish and Chips asks, will Ralph be happy as he has your face? Well, my face hasn't made me unhappy, so I hope so. I mean, yeah, I guess. Let's see. How's my dad? Thank you, Angela, for asking. My dad is, he suffers from Parkinson's, and he's well, but it's extremely sad to see how my hero of my life has been brought down by a disease. And I think everyone in the comment section with elderly parents will understand how difficult it is to see your heroes fade into very old age and suffering. So thank you very much, Angela, for asking, though. I appreciate that. And again, thank you, everyone, to have been part of this live stream. And I really appreciate everyone that sent through donations, and also who sent through comments, and also just for listening in, because we've had amazing viewing figures for this talk. And on this note, I'm going to let you all enjoy the rest of your day and just say how much I appreciate you all. Without you guys, this would be impossible, obviously. So if you keep on watching, I'll keep making the videos. And on that note, I'll see you, as always, on the next one. This is Charlie Veach from the rainy climes of Northwest England, and thank you for watching.